Today I fucked up my first time buying condoms. Posted this in r/sex yesterday, but the mods eventually removed it because it didn't apply to that sub or something. Some of the comments suggested I come here, so here I am. In a few days, if all goes well, I will no longer be a virgin. I've been doing everything possible to prepare for what's to come, which is how I ended up at the convenience store 2 days ago to purchase condoms for the first time ever. Not gonna lie, it did feel really awkward standing in a queue with a Snickers bar in one hand and a box of condoms in the other. Maybe it was just my imagination, but I could feel people staring. It also didn't help that on the box was a half-naked woman preparing to take off her pants. If that wasn't awkward enough, as soon as the cashier had to scan my condoms, the scanner somehow stopped scanning. The cashier raised the box of condoms towards the heavens like it was baby Simba, just to check the big ass barcode printed on the bottom. The cashier apologized and said she's new before proceeding to call one of the other cashiers to come over and assist. At that moment I was tempted to just abort the mission and leave, but I convinced myself it couldn't get any worse. I was wrong. Cashier number 2 showed up, and lo and behold, it's one of the girls at my school. We're not friends or anything, but we've seen each other at school enough times to prompt her "Hey you." Cashier number 2 noticed the condoms, and I could tell, even behind her mask, she was struggling to keep a straight face. So, instead of just keeping my mouth shut, I blurted out, "It's for my dad." Both cashiers froze and looked at me like they were scared I was gonna go into more detail. Long story short, I got the condoms and got out, but now I got PTSD or some shit. If it was any other product in the store, none of the above would have been weird. So why is buying condoms so damn awkward? Or maybe it's just me, I dunno. All I know is, I ain't going back there ever again. TL, doctor went shopping for condoms at the convenience store. It seemed like the people in the store were judging me. I became awkward and without thinking said the condoms were for my dad. My dad. Lol, so stupid. Man, them thinking that you were buying condoms for your dad is probably worse than them thinking you were getting them for yourself. You'll look back on this in a few years and laugh though. Good luck and have fun. Also, if the girl you're getting with is also a virgin, I highly recommend you go back to the store and buy some lube. Smiley face. She's covered in the lube department, thank goodness. I'm not her first, which I'm hoping will be a blessing because I'm gonna need guidance, lol. Haha, cute. There's a first to everything, yeah. As someone who's worked a cashier job before, I'd say we treat a box of condom just like a box of cereal, cause well everyone uses condoms and there's absolutely nothing weird about it, lol. Hope you have fun, wink wink. I hope the cashier that ended up selling me the condoms has your chilled attitude, because soon we'll see each other at school again, and high school girls can be somewhat evil sometimes, lol. Thanks though. Bro, all you would have had to do is give her 2 short eyebrow raises and you would have been fine. This was the way. Awkward me realized that as soon as the word dad was spoken. The first time my boyfriend and I had sex, he unknowingly bought the condoms that make you last longer. It was all fun and games till I decided to give him a blowjob and my mouth went numb. We still laugh about it 11 years later. Lol, none of my business, but did you provide the BJ with the condom on? I bought condoms in person 2 times. One time my science teacher decided to say hi to me while I was holding them, and he had his newborn daughter in his cart and told me I made a good choice. I was a sophomore at that time. The other time I bought in person, the old lady at the counter looked at the Magnum box and without skipping a beat looked right at my dick. Never again. You're supposed to keep your pants on. Today I fucked up by commenting first like on my friend's Facebook status. So this just happened not 20 minutes ago. Let me preface this by saying I was /am stoned, watching Jumanji, and on Facebook half paying attention. I was scrolling through my feed and saw one of my good friends post a photo of his dog with a caption. From what I remember, it said something to the extent of "My buddy, love you, heart, 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 It had no comments or likes, so I thought it would be funny to comment first like. I leave Facebook and continue watching the movie. About 10 minutes later I return to Facebook and start scrolling. Once again, I came across the post a second time and read the caption only to find out it was a post about his dog WHO had just died. The shame, the embarrassment. I immediately messaged him to tell him I'm sorry for the comment and how sorry I was to hear about his dog. I explained myself and no response. About 5 minutes later he got back to me and said it actually cracked him up and made his day a little better. Forgot me friends have a sense of humor. Thank God for that. Too long didn't read, commented first like on a friend's post about his dead dog. About 5 minutes later he got back to me and said it actually cracked him up and made his day a little better. So, not a fuck up at all? Question mark. Well, don't worry, I doubt you'll be getting a first like on this post. I feel bad for laughing. My phone is notoriously slow, and I would often try to click the care or love on a post about someone losing a loved one. But the lag from my phone did have me every once in a while click on that haha face. And there would be that minute of lag just to try and undo what I did. That's pretty much when I deleted Facebook from my phone. So you didn't really fuck up. Today I fucked up by putting my mother in a VR headset. Okay, for some context, I bought an Oculus Quest 2 on launch and I've loved it ever since. Beside the Facebook privacy issues, I've been playing many games, including Job Simulator, Beat Saber, and Rec Room. I wanted to share this experience with others. Now for the story. I was at family dinner, with my 2 older brothers, their girlfriends and my parents. I took out my Quest 2, and everyone wanted to try it. We were all having fun and playing Beat Saber and Super Hot, etc. Everyone except my parents. My dad didn't want to try it at all, because he knew what would happen. My mom decided to try. She puts on the headset, and I launched Job Simulator for her. So, she chooses the gourmet chef job, and tries to wash her hands in the virtual sink. Now, for those of you who don't know, Oculus headsets have this thing called a guardian boundary. Basically, a room boundary set by the player to keep them from bumping into things. However, my mom completely ignores this and slams into the entertainment center, chest first. Thankfully, neither the headset or TV broke, but my mom had obtained a somewhat fractured rib. She was in pain for a couple days, and I was constantly apologetic. Moral of the story, be aware of your surroundings in both the virtual and real world. Too long didn't read, mom plays VR, but accidentally disregards game boundary and falls into TV stand and fractures her rib. Man, here I thought you were gonna say she found your porn stash, haha. I can't think of anything better to do after a hard day's work than to come home and play Job Simulator. It's a game where you're surrounded by robots trying to simulate human behavior. It's pretty funny. I think the F up is more on your mum. She ignored your warning about the barrier. My nephew punched my wife in the tit playing a VR boxing game. She just walked into the room and stood right in front of him and looked at me like I was mental when I was telling her to move out the way. I didn't wait for VR, I punched my sister in the head while playing boxing on Wii Sport back when it came out. She tried to walk between me and the TV, which I was playing quite close from, and because she was like 6 she just went right trough without warning me. I watched my wife look like she was playing dodgeball, almost did a body roll while playing Robo Recall. It didn't help that I died at a really intense part and handed the headset to her as she walked into the room. She'd never done VR. It was comedy gold.